Yo, what's up guys, I'm Kitsum here. Little video to show you how I made my track someone to understand. That's a project. I actually learned within that project that you could actually select all the samples you had and then and then change the color you want. Like if you do that and then change color, you can like do a fade in the color. I just discovered that at the end of the project, so that's why the color is like that, because most of the time my projects are a bit like messy, especially with the colors. I don't really care about the colors like yet. So I started the track. I actually forgot how I started the track. I was just working on Serum and just with some sound design. This is like the first pattern I did. I was just working on new sounds on Serum, so making some sound design. And the initial idea was the second drop. That was actually the initial idea of the track. I started with this, like. So the initial idea of the track was actually this here. I wanted to do like a stuttery house thing. So I made this. As I said, I was working on Serum on making sounds, so that bass here came pretty quickly. So I just saw wave that I just automated with an LFO. It's really easy. Just add a little sub and distortion, some ODT compression, and some EQ. But I automated the highs. Easy. So that's how I started a project. I started a project making those kind of sounds and then having that kind of drop. With the vocal, I don't know where it is. I didn't post that thing on my socials, but I posted kind of like the same vocal on my TikTok, and I saw that people kind of love it. So the next day I continued to work on it. So when I had this idea, I just continued to work on the project, and just by working, I came across like this, the big thing here. I started to make some chords, and then just by playing around. By just playing around, I came across these sounds that I just like. Yeah, it is the chord progression, by the way. And yeah, I just continued to make sounds, and I when I heard this, I was like, that sounds great. It needs some raw saw waves, some white noisy thing. So I created this one. Most of the time, there aren't any special sounds like sound effects. Some hyperdimension for white, so for width, some distortion, and then like a comb filter. Another one with really basic saw waves, no effects, just some layer. So after having that first idea, as I just said, I worked on just sounds. I wasn't like in my head. I wasn't planned to release music, to release a track within that project. I was just like, you know, enjoying making music, just making sounds, making presets, because I just like doing it. And when I came across this chord progression and these sounds, I was like, god damn. And I started playing around with the vocal, and I also quickly came on this idea, you know. So yeah, and after I had that, I was like, yeah, of course it needs a bass. So let me show you how I made this one. Really, that's like my sub bass, which is, if you hear it's really fat, because there is that monster layer who adds a lot of movements to the bass. And if you also look at the waveform, like the more like the spectrum, the frequency spectrum, you see that it covers a lot of frequencies, but it's also my sub bass. So yeah, it's a really big sub bass. It is my top mid bass from a pack. Back in days that I released that called New Wave Future Bounce. Yeah, I still use the sounds that I released back in the days in sound banks, because back in the days I used to release a lot of sound banks. Not a lot, but yeah, actually I did my best. So yeah, these two together, and yeah, this bass is, I really like its sounds. especially the attack. The attack's really great. I don't think it's still available on my website. I think I'm not even sure. I have to double check. But yeah, this is the bass. So as you hear it, a lot of the color of the sounds comes from the hyperdimension. That's really weird, but yeah. Next up, yes, you heard it right. I actually added a little percussion as a layer to my bass, and you see Chami Proud Perk bass because I sampled it from the Chami track called Proud, and Chami released the stems of the track, and I saw that he added little percussion on his bass that added a lot of color to his bass. So I just got inspiration. Yeah, I got inspired by that, and I just decided to do the same. So, and indeed, it had a lot of gritty, white noisy thing that I really like. It's not even routed to a mixer channel. It's just on a sidechain. Yeah, so this for the bass. It's actually really easy. I mean, not easy, but simple. So for the lead melody, I talked about it in my TikTok, but I was struggling with finding the right melody, and when I saw a guy running in front of me, and I was like, what could I do to pump this guy up? Like, what melody could I think about to pump this guy up? And I literally came on this melody. Like, while I had this thought in my head, I came across this melody, so I'm pretty proud. There's like a first layer that I did. The main sounds. That's the main sound, I think. Actually, these two are pretty unique, are pretty prevalent. So yeah, the melody is really easy. Yeah, this synth I was just working on some sound design like within the project, and I kept it as a layer. It had a low mid frequency that I like. Really, I made this from the preset of above. Just a saw with a lot of distortion and some layers. There's hyper saw, super saw layer from Silent One. And here, not a nice layer from also just saw waves with a distortion. Like that's the big thing. It's not even a distortion, like some doesn't do anything. But let me see on the effects. Oh yeah, it's actually the effects does a lot. So FT or Nova, I was looking for an alternative of Soothe 2 because it's actually really pricey for plugin. So it doesn't do the job like Soothe 2. But I don't know. I just started playing around and I added this EQ. It's actually just a preset. Just a bit. I played around. It's a dynamic EQ, and it's not bad actually. It's not bad. So it's free. So if you want to grab it, and then a distortion, big distortion, and then just EQ'd, cut out the highs and lows, of course. Then everything together of that layer of that pattern. Nope, not of the pattern. There you go. This is actually the big of the track because I use the same instruments in the job. I just add sidechain. So for the vocal, just found this vocal on Splice. For the effects, compression, other bar I just didn't use. That's a Foreman shifting, a de-esser, really like mandatory DS. Little reverb, EQ, just easy. I just cut out the lows and really lows because it's a really high voice. I mean, I pitched it up, I think, or not. Yeah, I pitched it up, but most of the time I don't cut that much of the frequencies of the vocal frequencies because there's a lot of body of the vocal here. Most of the time with my vocals I cut them here, and I do a little cut here because that resonates a lot here. But here, since the vocal were pretty high, I could cut way more. And guess what? That's all I added to it. just compression. The most important thing is compression, and then maybe some gain, like through OTT or Soundgoodizer or any saturation, any compression, anything that would add some gain. That's also useful on vocals, but I didn't use it here. Just so, as I just said, compression, de-esser, reverb, and EQ. And yeah, here on the first break, this was really hard for me because I didn't find any right sounds for like days. But in the end, I just used a simple pad. And I just added a little brackets, cut some pad vintage because I made it. It's mine. Maybe in future if I release any sound banks. Yeah, it's a really nice pad. Just some waveform, white noise, and the most important thing here is the velocity that I played around. It's really subtle, but if you look at here, that's a velocity. It's really subtle, but in Silent One you can ask Silent One to route the velocity to the volume and to the cutoff. So if the velocity is higher, the volume will play higher, but also the cutoff will open more strongly. So that's what I did here with the pad. So you just select here velocity with source, volume 1, volume A, and cutoff A, and just turn the volume down, turn the cutoff here down, and then you can play around the velocity. It's really a useful trick to make like real sounding and vintage pads. Also had a little phase movement. You don't really hear it. We start like also to make it more like vintage and lo-fi E. Yeah, just another pad. Really ambience, low in volume, just to add some more texture. And then we have here a little. I got inspired by. I have a lot of random inspirations. This sound was inspired by a track of Billie Eilish, No Time to Die, and there is in the first break, in the start of the track, there's also like a little sine E thing going in the background, and I thought about this when I was making the track, so I added. So yeah, there it is. And then we have some ambient things, a reverse vocal. That's the main chords. Yes, then a little filter on it. Some birds, some lo-fi vinyl thing, and some orchestral hits. That's like the reverse thing, reverse vocal thing. There you go. And then, yeah, I did the first. Oh. And for yeah, here if we look at the instrument that I just show you, the vocal, we also have a little riser, drop caps, another orchestral roll. This is a Alan Watts is the name of, yeah, first of all, philosopher, but it's also the name of a project of mine that that featured actually Alan Watts vocals. But of the track Reality is the track that I released, and this is a scene shot of this project. Also to add a little to add a little bit of more of texture, little shine. That's all. If you look, it's really, that's all. You don't even hear like those ambient things that much actually. Drop comes kick drum. The kick drum that I sampled from a track of Rose Bay called Un Matin. Really a great track, and I love the kick of it, so I just sampled it. I could sample it because at the end of the track, I think it was at the end of the track, the Rose Bay just plays the kick without anything, with silence, so I could sample it really easily. That kick is insane. I used the same kick in my remix of Je te laisserai des mots by Patrick Watson. Here it comes here. The sidechain deactivated here. And sidechain comes. There you go, man. That's all. That's all there is to it. That's the LFO rate of the both the 3 serum presets that we automated. Like some white noise, some drop claps, a crash, and then yeah, some percussive thing, you know, just some. There you go, and then we have the second breakdown. Oh, it's actually no. The second part of the drop is actually really good, because not really good, but there is that sample that I found that I'm like, without it would sound so different. Literally just a snare from Kashmir. I just freaking love that sound. And yeah, the second part of the drop is just added rides, claps, a little vocal thing. More percussion stuff. The drum stuff I would say by Stromae that I also sampled thanks to AI. Yeah, that's all. Actually, just more stuff to fill out and to continue to bring the energy. Look at that clap, man. You're like, without it, you're like, yeah, okay, but with it, slaps asses, bro. And yeah, second break, I also kind of struggled with this one because couldn't find anything that satisfied me. But in the end, I just kept it really simple. Little pluck, little chordy thing, just some sine wave, white noise, pitchy thing, more attack. Actually, there is really a lot of attack. Cut off to make it and not ding ding ding. Start off with a lot of reverb. Then yeah, it arrives. I also as I used as an ambience, that's like the main chords, the chords of the drop that I exported, pitch down, and I think there is a I automated the volume easy and automated the high cuts, so it opens up. We added the vocal, added a new kick, cool deep kick too. This is my kick of the track of one of my tracks called Are We Dreaming. This is the same kick. New bass. Low cuts, I mean high cuts. This yeah, it does not. You don't really hear it. We have a crash from Singular Sounds. We love those their packs. And then yeah, just second build up is kind of the same as the first one. What is that? Oh no, it's actually not the same because it's totally not the same because I didn't use the same instruments. Here, yeah, there's a bass. There's a little arpit thing that I made I made this in Silent One. I added the gross beat to make those little real like and then I exported it. It's the same but pitched up. Don't really hear it, just for more little yeah, just hi-hat loops from Vengeance, you know the deal. I don't think it's even automated. No, it's not even automated. So just it's here, just to add a little bit more of a tension movement. Not a downlifter, always the ride that keeps playing. An uplifter, and then yeah, we have the second drop. This, how did I make this? Grab Edison any recording thing, then play add a tape stop. If you don't know tape stop, there's like a plugin to do a pew. It's a free plugin. So add tape stop to the first notes of your, like, wait, let me show you. You have like, you add tape stop here, just the first notes. You actually cut all the rest. And you add tape stop here. It's gonna be something like that. All right, you have the and then you export that and you reverse it. Right? You just reverse the first and you just reverse it. And then it does this. Actually, with me it sounds like I did it twice, but it just my note was longer, so it feels like. But yeah. And then automated volume. I hope it was clear. I can always do a little tutorial or explain it in the comments if you want, if you need it. But I had the clap from the second drop, from the first drop, directly here. I don't think there are any new percussions. No, it's not a new percussion, just a copy paste. There you go, man. There you go. Oh yeah, also this vocal is routed with a little 3D balance. Oh, there it is. It's here, yeah. And then for more ambience, for more texture, we have added the chords, but they are also stuttery. Right, tap. Doesn't work, doesn't activate it. It's not activated. Cones in the skin. I don't know, it adds something. I liked it. Maybe I forgot a few things, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think I forgot a few things. Maybe I forgot, like, yeah, here I added that percussion. Like, that's not really interesting for you guys. But maybe what's another thing interesting is my master chain. As you look, the project is actually not that big, and the mixing I think is basic but clean. So the mastering is not really complex, just a little compression with fab filter. And it's really just a preset, ini and punch 2, little OTT with some gain and some depth, and Pro 2 with also some gain, just to bring it a bit out, you know. And, that's all. That's really all. Without it, that's with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just put them down below. I'll be glad to answer, and I'll see you guys for a next breakdown video. If you also if you want to see another project of mine breakdown, just let me know, and I'll make sure to help you out. Thank you.